So we're back. Friday morning. Haven't ridden since Sunday, so taking a few days off. Stayed in this auberge last night. Had this whole king size bed and room to myself, but it was still quite cold. Had breakfast ready, just packing up and then getting ready to go. So I'm not sure what this is, but I'm almost in Mohammed and I've started to notice, well, finally sand dunes, but also this kind of penning structure in the sand dunes. I'm not sure what it is. I'll try to find out. I'm here on the way out of Mohammed, and it's now the very sandy part of the trip. As you can see, the road is almost pure sand, and it's going to get worse and worse, and it's about 40 kilometers to the an oasis, and then it's about another 50 kilometers to the next town. So this town is the end of the road, and then it's mainly 4x4 traffic. Get an idea of what food I have. I got takeaway, 1 tacos, 1 sandwich, and then I got 3 little servings of yogurt, cashews, peanuts, cashews and almonds, 3 euros each, and a Coke and peanut butter. Oh, I didn't get bread. Oh shit. So this next section is sponsored by the lovely folks at EMA Automation, which is an ice cold Coke in the middle of the desert. Wonderful. So there you can see R16, 11.5 kilometers. So it's just very, very, very slow going. Why are you on my road? What you doing? Where are you going? You going to see your friends over there? So this is my lunchtime view on day 2 of crossing the desert. And as we both found out yesterday at the same time, I forgot to buy bread. So we improvise. This here is called amlu, and it is an Amazigh Berber delicacy. And the expensive stuff is cashew butter, but the cheap stuff is peanut butter mixed with argan oil. So it's like a very liquidy, runny peanut butter. And because we don't have bread, we will improvise with chocolate layered cookies. Didn't forget those. So on the map, there's a blue body of water here. But on the map, there are also roads that go through that blue body of water. So I should have taken that as a hint that there was no lake. I made it into the town. It was a long crossing, very slow, very, very slow, but not so hard overall. I ran out of water and found a well. So all good. I'm gonna try to find some food and then head out again. So for those who don't know me, cereal is my comfort food. And after no breakfast this morning because I ran out of food, cold milk, even though I don't like Nestle, some Cocoa Puffs, straight in the bag. This will be the best thing ever on a nice hot day. Cheers. So I noticed when I came into Fumsquid, this town, that everything was new. The main street, all the buildings were big and square and freshly painted, and the street was newly laid, and it immediately struck me as strange. And I've since found out that there is this old town, and this is the old town of Fumsquid, which is 800 years old, and it's been completely abandoned. So this old city is so interesting that I think it's just worth a quick tour through. I mean, I won't go through the whole thing, but 800 years old, and it started maybe 40 years ago. that people left. It's a mud city, so there's no sewage, there's no electricity. It wasn't glamorous to live here. And people of their own accord, it wasn't a government program or anything, left. And the city has just kind of decayed. And now there's only 5 families left that live here. And they live on the outer perimeter. And then some people keep sheep in little pens in random places inside. But that's more or less it. That's here. And it's just left to decay. But it is one of the most interesting places I've ever been, honestly. It's just this maze of streets, decayed walls. You step into people's homes. And just the history of this place is really, really incredible. And I had the most gracious host who gave me a 2-hour tour. He's very passionate about this place. And he gave me a 2-hour tour yesterday, and welcomed me into his home, gave me food. So it's really been the most, I think this is without a doubt the highlight of my stay in Morocco. So there behind that date palm is the old city, and just along this path here, just on the outskirts of the cities, that is the irrigation system. So these are the different channels which are blocked by little sluice gates to stop the water at certain fields during certain periods of irrigation. And then in beyond here, all the... So I was finally able to pry myself out of that wonderful historic place, and leaving at about 1:30 in the afternoon, and back on the road. Let's see where it goes. Well, at the very least I can say the roads are much, much smoother than they were coming into Humskid. Started climbing again, and these little sugar tubes are my fuel for the hills. Up and up we go, but at least it's nice and cool here in the shadow of the mountain. And over the top, and down we go. Some amazing scenery crossing here down by the, going through the oasis, I guess. It's so green compared to just a few minutes ago. So I've got some peace and quiet here in the riverbed, so I'm trying to do some bike maintenance. Had to adjust the handlebar elastomers. They were getting worn out, which meant I had to adjust the handlebar bag mount, which I think is going to be a little bit loose now, but we'll see. Then do the brakes while the bike's upside down. And then the last thing I'm going to do now is to use an app to test the frequency of the belt, and it'll tell you if it's tensioned correctly. And I didn't do this enough last time, which is why it wore out quickly. So my tent was just down there by that tree in the riverbank, and I got invaded by all these goats this morning. So I packed up quickly and left after I fixed my bike. Very remote villages, I mean just 2 or 3 houses here. These guys are cheating and they're not going up the road, but I'm still gonna try to beat them to the top. I think I won that one. So I rounded the last bend and got this beautiful view. It's a big flat plateau up here in the Anti-Atlas. Very light, but il fait pleu. It is raining. Raining in the desert, and very windy, big gusts. (1,946 meters) back up at the top. They are spending a lot of money in Morocco on replacing these pistes, which is I guess the Arabic word for these gravel roads. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because there's so little traffic on them. So I've been riding for the last 3 or 4 Ks, crisscrossing many times across this very dry riverbed. It's so hard to believe they have water, but there is water. So that there is the auxiliary buildings for a well, and here's a trough for animals, and then this is a typical well, and there's quite a few of these. They all look reasonably recently built, but it is about yay deep, and this one is quite smart because it has a 2-bucket system. So fill it up and you get your water. So I've just pulled onto Tar. I'm at 45 kilometers exactly in 4 hours and 20 minutes. So let's see if we can pick up the pace a little bit. It's a nice view of a town up on the hill there. Psych! Back on a piste. It's just a few hundred meters on asphalt. Well, this is definitely the most impressive view in Morocco. I'm gonna follow that road down into the town. Beautiful terraced fields. Cooking a hot meal for the first time in a very long time. Just making some pasta. Here's another well under construction. There's a lot of infrastructure being built. Passing through a little village here. Bonjour, salam. Bonjour. Here's a good use of the wells. There's a very big flock of sheep and goats passing through, and the shepherd is there at the well making sure everyone gets their turn at the troughs, and on this side the camels have already gone through. I have arrived at 3:15, so perfectly inopportune time to arrive. I think everything will be closed. There was a guy who just come back from the mosque, and I got the standard fare of omelette, almost finished, bread, which was warmed, honey, and then lots and lots of tea. So I thought I was doing a good job by putting my garbage in plastic bags wherever I was, and then bringing them and putting them in a garbage bin in a shop or in a cafe wherever I stopped. And then I realized that cafe owner or shop owner has to bring it down here and dump it. It's not like there is trash disposal. So it made me feel good, but put more work on someone else. So now I still put all my trash in one place, but I bring it here and just dump it myself. So it's been drizzling very slowly for the last few hours, so the ground's slightly wet, but this will be the last descent of the day, and I'll take it slow. So I just finished the descent coming down. Sun's gone down behind me. It's much darker in real life than in the video. I'm gonna cook some pasta and have a cold water bottle shower. Thanks for checking in. See you next week.